Tai laba diena. Šiandien su ponu Mišeliu aplankėm keletą vietų, kurios yra svarbios saugant išorinę ES sieną, nes čia Lietuvoje saugome ne tik Lietuvos sieną, bet ir išorinę ES sieną, kuri pastaruoju metu susiduria su tikrai labai rimtu nelegalių migrantų antplūdžiu, kurį mes vertiname kaip inspiruota taip pat ir valdžios struktūrų, juoba, kad tokie grasinimai buvo taip pat ir išsakyti. Tai Europos Sąjungos institucijos apie šią situaciją tikrai yra gerai informuotos, tiek mūsų, tiek prezidento, ir visuose lygiuose apie tai diskutuojam, apie praktinę pagalbą, kurios galime sulaukti. Jau turime sulaukę Frontex darbuotojų, kurie padeda mūsų pasienio tarnybai, bet žinoma, tos pagalbos reikės ir daugiau, todėl kad akivaizdu, kad problema yra nemenka ir įtampos yra nemenkos ir reikia tiek rankų darbo, tiek žmonių, kurie padėtų apdoroti prašymus dėl prieglobsčio, tiek ir techninių sprendimų, kuriuos esame nusiteikę daryti ir darom. Tai labai vertinam, kad visais iki šiol buvusiais sudėtingais momentais, kai buvo užgrobtas lėktuvas, ES reagavo labai greitai ir labai vieningai ir tikrai turbūt buvo suprantama, kadangi tai buvo ES piliečiai, kurie buvo užgrobti ir tapę Lukašenkos režimo įkaitais. Tai nei kiek neabejojam, kad ir ateityje tiek bendraudami su savo kaimynais, tiek ES lygmenių šitą problemą, su kuria dabar susiduria, mano vertinimu, visa ES, spręsime ir išspręsime. Ačiū.
Lithuanian borders are European borders, and that's why it was so important for me to come here in order to understand very well what are the needs and how is it possible from the European Union to bring support to Lithuania. I would like also to say that we took the decision a few weeks ago to implement sanctions against Belarus, and we were followed by the United Kingdom, by the United States as well. It means that we fight in order to promote our fundamental values, rule of law, democracies. We support also the free choice of the Belarusian people to choose what will be their destiny. This is an important battle for the European Union. A few days ago, we had a European Council in Brussels, and we decided, with the support of all the member states, on all the European leaders, to condemn the use by some third countries of the illegal migration in order to try to put pressure on the European member states. And I can tell you that we will try to do our best in order to bring more concrete support to the Lithuanian authorities in order to be able to counter those difficulties and to bring concrete solutions. I will have next week the opportunity to speak, for example, with the Prime Minister of Iraq. I will support all the efforts of the Lithuanian government in order to make possible the return policy, and we will be also in contact with other countries, origin countries and transit countries, in order to see how is it possible to cooperate more with those countries in order to send the signal that it's not possible to come here using illegal tools or illegal instruments. Madam Prime Minister, you can count on the European Union, and we will do our best in order to bring more support to you and to your people.
President Michel, do you support the claim that this migrant scheme is organized and supported by the Belarusian regime?
There is a suspicion indeed that there is a role played by the Belarusian regime, and we are not naive in Europe. We are also not intimidated. That's why we took decisions, also economic sanctions that are implemented. We decided to act very quickly when another red line was crossed a few weeks ago with the hijacking of this aircraft.
Mr. President, a couple of days ago you wrote on Twitter, I quote, "To the people of Belarus, you can count on the EU we stand by you in solidarity and with practical support. So my question is, what does this practical support mean? Such a step, for example, as a non-visa regime for Belarusian citizens, as European Union did for Ukrainians or Georgians. Is it possible?
The first important thing is the political support to the civil society in Belarus, and we will continue to bring as much as possible support, even if Belarus took the decision to suspend the participation in the Eastern Partnership. But it's important for us to bring concrete support for the people, and that's why the sanctions that we have decided were targeted and are targeted in order to make the difference between, on the one hand, the regime, and on the other hand, the population. I will have also the opportunity today to meet the leader of the opposition. It will be a new opportunity for me to listen to the leader of the opposition and to see what we can do during the next weeks, the next months, in order to put more pressure on the regime. And you know, our goal is very clear. We would like to guarantee the possibility for the population in Belarus to choose with free and fair elections what they want for their own future.
About visas, please.
I have nothing to add about visa.
A question for both Prime Minister and President Michel. Please could you tell us further about your impressions at the border?
No, I'm impressed because I can imagine that it's not easy to protect borders, more than 680 kilometers borders with Belarus, and I understand that there is a strong commitment of the Lithuanian government in order to strengthen the protection of the borders, and that's why we are ready with our partners at the European level to provide more support. I think we should support all your positive efforts, Madam Prime Minister, in order to strengthen the equipment and to make sure that this is possible to improve the protection alongside the border. This is one first point. And the second point is what I said. This is a cooperation with third countries in order to make sure that we can be helped in order to identify the people who are coming, in order to make sure that we can also accelerate the procedures in order to have as soon as possible a final decision, taking into consideration the rights of the different the people who are coming. And I understand this is also the goal of the Lithuanian government to propose some legislative adaptations to the parliament. Thank you.
Na, man turbūt teko lankytis pasienį ir anksčiau, tai šiandien kažkokių labai naujų įspūdžių negaliu turbūt pasidalinti naujais įspūdžiais, nes puikiai žinau, koks yra aprūpinimas techninė įranga, puikiai žinom turbūt visi ir suprantam, kad kokia techninė įranga bebūtų, tai yra tik tam tikras barjeras, nes net ir tvoras galima perlipti, tai tiesiog užima šiek tiek daugiau laiko ir be abejo daug kas priklauso ir nuo mūsų pareigūnų aprūpinimo technika ir galėjimo greitai reaguoti į situaciją, bet kaip teisingai paminėjo ponas Mišelis ir ką mes taip pat jau turbūt ne pirmą dieną diskutuojam su savo partneriais, kad ypatingai svarbus yra diskusijų klausimas su trečiosiomis šalimis. Kadangi ES kaip derybų partneris trečiosiom šalims, tokioms kaip Irakas ar Turkija, tikrai turi turbūt tokią solidesnę derybinę galę ir daugiau argumentų diskusijose negu viena Lietuva. Ir kai Lietuva šiuo atveju saugo ne savo sieną, o visos ES sieną, tai natūralu, kad ta diskusija turbūt tokiu lygmeniu ir galėtų būti. Ir tiek iš komisijos pirmininkės, prezidentės Ursulos von der Leyen penktadienį, tiek šiandien tuos patikinimus girdime. Aš manau, kad ir tikrai ta kryptimi daug dirbam ir vyriausybė, ir užsienio reikalų ministras, ir taip pat tikimės, kad ES institucijos savo dalį taip pat pridės. Ačiū.
Aiškesnio susitarimo su Iraku dėl readmisijos, ir ar tai darysite dvišalių pagrindų ar europinių?
Vėlgi aš grįžtu prie tos pačios diskusijos, kad sieksime visų galimų sprendimų, bet koks sprendimas yra stipresnis arba kur derybinė galia yra didesnė, aš man atrodo, ką tik pasakiau. Tai eisime abiem keliais, visais keliais, tiksliau sakant, kokie tik tai yra įmanomi, bet vis dėlto daugiau tikėčiausi iš europinio sprendimo ir europinės diskusijos, kadangi argumentų, kurie gali būti pateikti kitai derybų pusiai, yra tiesiog objektyviai daugiau. Ačiū.
Angliškai galite pasakyti pagrindinės susitarimai ir kaip vertinat, kokius pažadus išgirdot dėl pagalbos Lietuvai?
Well, during this visit and during Friday's visit of Ursula von der Leyen, we were speaking a lot about the situation on the border. And we know that Lithuania protects external border of European Union, so that is why we should see it in a European context. And we already have support from Frontex officers and from asylum office officers who are very supportive in sort of day-to-day management of situation. But we all know that we need more infrastructure, that the government is ready to invest and build, but also we are in a discussion with European Union institutions about the potential share of financial burden. But what is very important is the outreach to third countries, where we see European Union institutions, being at the Council or the Commission, or External Action Service, a very strong counterpart on debate and discussions with Iraq or other countries about the potential procedures of readmission and other procedures that might stop people from being encouraged to use the routes of illegal migration. Thank you.
Dėkoju už dėmesį visiems.